All right, guys. Our next guest is a multiple-time kickboxing and Muay Thai world champion, making her flyweight debut in an absolutely dominating performance at UFC Fight Night 125. She now waits patiently for her next fight. We have her on the line now on her birthday. Valentina Shevchenko, welcome to Submission Radio. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm good. Feeling great. Already relaxed after my fight and ready to start my new training camp anytime.
Now, did we get that right? Is it your birthday today or was it yesterday?
Exactly. My birthday is 7th of March. So here in United States, it's still tomorrow, and I don't know. Do you have already 7 or 6?
Yeah. Well, we're in the future here, so right now you're sort of celebrating your birthday with us before anybody else, and we have to say a big happy birthday to you because we feel very special. Tell us, what do you have planned for tomorrow in America? How are you guys going to celebrate your birthday?
We'll be celebrating with friends, with my family. No, I don't like to something too big, too crazy, this stuff. No, I prefer to spend time with my family, some cooking, some dinner, and enjoying time in very relaxed atmosphere, and preparing maybe some traditional food from my country, from Kyrgyzstan, and to have a lot of cakes. Yes.
Oh yeah, You'll be competing at featherweight after this birthday, right? After all the cakes. Who's cooking for your birthday? Because I feel like if it's your birthday, you shouldn't be doing cooking. Are your friends cooking for you?
It's usually my sister. She's cooking for me, and of course I helping her because even in my birthday, I very like to spend time cooking and preparing food. It's one of my favorite time when I'm not preparing for the fight.
Yeah, me and Casper, we like to put the food channel on and just watch the food channel. It just gets us excited for lunch and dinner. When you think back to all of your past birthdays, do you have one birthday that stands out to you as your favorite? And what's sort of the best birthday gift you've ever gotten?
Every time, I cannot say that all my birthday it was something special for my birthday, but when I turned 21. I had my birthday in Paris in Eiffel Tower, so we went to celebrate there. It was a gift from our friend. So we had trip, my coach, my sister, so we went to Paris and celebrate there, and it was one of the most beautiful birthday. And last year we spent my birthday in Hawaii with my sister and my coach.
Nice.
So and every time I try to travel somewhere and some place, and every time doesn't matter even if we are spending staying in the house, I try to to enjoy it. It doesn't matter where. But the important thing is to be around my family and my friends, and just receive good vibes and good energy from them.
Yeah, for sure. It's who you're with, not where you are. But I think Paris and Hawaii would definitely help. This sounds like great birthdays. We actually saw that your manager, Roger, shout out to him for obviously organizing this. He gave you what looked like a very nice Bowie knife. Tell us a little bit about it, and have you had to use it recently to stop any more bank robbers or any troublemakers yet?
No, this is very beautiful gift. It's I very like culture of arms, guns. Not only about self-defense or something like this. I very like to see it like a culture, because it's human culture, and every time when we are thinking about people, and every time we had some guns or knives together with us. That's why for me it's more not only a self-defense or something like this. For me it's really art, and this any knife, any gun, they have their own history, and this is what I very like and appreciate from this part.
And I mean, the big question is, how big is your weapons collection, and what would you say are some of your favorite pieces in the collection? Because I see you guys have some really cool guns. Obviously, there's the Bowie knife. How big is it, and what are some of your favorites?
I cannot say that it's like the very, very big, but we are still working on it. And here in States, I have a few guns. So I have my Glock. I have a few guns from Russian, like Russian Makarov, Nagant revolver. So the pistol. So this not only like modern pistol, maybe can say, but something that really, for example, these Russian pistols, it's very historical and it's very like popular in Russia. That's why I always like try to have something that give me not only beautiful look, but also something that fill me with some history.
Yeah, I love the outlook, and I love obviously your appreciation for the art side of it. For people listening right now, is there a certain gun or knife that you'd really want to get next, or maybe sort of like a dream weapon, maybe a bazooka or a tank? That's like a gun with wheels, basically.
I never was thinking like about something that I wanted next. No, I really opened for anything because there is like in whole world there is so many beautiful guns, so many beautiful knives. So each time when it's difficult to say, okay, next will be this one, but every time we love to spend time on show like gun shows. And of course, if I see something like very interesting, and of course it's like, okay, I want it next. But I have recently, also it was a gift from our friend, and so it's 6 Hour Scorpion 1911. It's a very beautiful gun, and it's like the cartridge is 357 SIG, so it's something very interesting for me to explore and to see how it's work, how it shoot, and how smooth and how what precision, how work. So it's every time it's my when I not so focused on my training, like MMA training, I spend a lot of time in the shooting range and like to see how it works, everything.
I feel like there needs to be a range of Shevchenko guns and knives that the UFC need to bring out if you become champion. And of course, let's talk about that, because the best birthday present I feel like right now that we could think of would be a title fight for you. We know you want to fight at UFC Chicago. You tweeted out recently. What have you heard back from the UFC thus far? Have you heard anything back on if you do get that title fight in Chicago?
So we are still in conversation with UFC. My manager, he is dealing all this stuff about next fight, about the date and everything like this. But yes, I was thinking about Chicago because I had a very good memory about Chicago. In 2016, I fought Holly Holm there, so it was a very beautiful place for me. I have good memories from there, and also I have a very big community of Kyrgyzstan people there, so I know it will be like a lot of fans who will come and support me in Chicago. That's why I was thinking if June 9, it will be great opportunity to have fights there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a really interesting fight, one that a lot of people would get behind. We know obviously Nicco had a surgically repaired foot. Have you heard if she'd be ready to fight again, at June 9th at UFC Chicago? And if she's not available, what are you feeling? Would you be open to fighting somebody else instead, or is it only Nicco and the title shot that you're interested in?
I heard that she already started to train, so I was thinking like from now it's about like how many months, 3-4 months. It's enough time to be in good shape and good preparation. So let's see. Still not like I didn't hear too much from her, but I hope she will talk soon, and hopefully she will accept, because I don't see another. I just see my next fight for the title with Nicco.
There's been some criticism. Some people don't think Nicco really deserves the belt. What do you think of Nicco as the flyweight champion?
She fought honestly for this belt, and UFC created this reality. It was like a lot of girls, very talented girls, and she won them all. So she deserves this title because she was fighting and she did everything what she has to do for winning this title. That's why she's champion. But yeah, so, like you have to move forward. You have to defend it. And of course, after the fight in Brazil in Belém, so I'm in ranking number 1 flyweight contender. So this is no other opportunities like fight. We are two together, me and her. That's why it's like obviously it's the next step will be our fight.
Well, what did you think of a fight against Roxanne Modafferi to win the belt?
You mean about fight her with Nicco Montano?
Yeah, like what do you think about Nicco's fight when she fought Roxanne?
It was very entertainment fight, and it was like, I was looking at it, and they were like non-stopping fight during 5 rounds, 5 minutes, and of course it's both girls. They are like had a lot of experience, more like Roxanne. She has like, a lot of experience in martial arts. She has her own style of fighting, and she was trying to do everything best from her to win this title. But Nicco at that time she was better. And she deserves this title because she won it in that fight. And anyway, like I said, it's she won it few months ago, but she has to move forward and she has to defend it. And like I said, there is no way to be so quiet and don't say nothing. So. My opinion, if you are a champion, you have to speak with people, you have to respond. Doesn't matter like how you feel right now, even if you are like, you have your like, she has her like injury or something like that, she has to talk something and speak because it's like, it's not good for a fan just to be so quiet and not saying nothing. I think it's fans really deserve to hear something.
It's definitely a very interesting take, building your fan base, speaking to fans. It's a very good point. And a lot of people are a bit critical of the flyweight division because it's new, and with that, the talent is still building. But I'm wondering, Valentina, is there anyone in the division that has impressed you lately? Any new people in the division that you've been keeping your eye on?
Like I see this flyweight division, it will be more exciting flyweight division in UFC. You're very right. It's recently created, and every time something new, it's people. They're like they are every time speaking like one way or another. But from like. Everything was starting from something, even when it was not like any women's fight in UFC and it was first fight, it was like creating the weight class and making their history, making their like stars, something like this. And now we have this very like big and very like great opportunity to create our own history in flyweight division, and this is very exciting to see how from the beginning how it will develop. And I think I will say from not only in UFC but also in Invicta, they have a lot of girls very skillful and very talented. And this 125, it's I see it's like there is like not only few girls in this weight class, there is a lot of girls in this weight class. It's something like, it's not too small like 115, but it's not big like 135, because for 135 it's a lot of girls they are cutting for 150, and more girls they are like work in 135, 140, and this is very good weight class for them to be 125. That's why I see in the future it will be very dangerous and very like interesting weight division, female division.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. A lot of the straw weights and a lot of bantam weights. We're going to see probably a lot of familiar faces at flyweight. Just curious, what do you think of Jessica Rose Clark? She's obviously an Aussie. She's won, I think, possibly the most flyweight fights in the UFC at the moment. She's got back-to-back wins. What do you think of her? Have you been impressed?
Of her fight with Paige Van Zandt, right?
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt and then Beck Rawlings beforehand.
Yeah, like I said, that there is like a lot of young fighters. They are just started their like way in martial arts, and so we can see they transform. And each fight they will show something different, something more interesting. And of course, like I say, it's every opponent. It's dangerous because anyone from them they have their own arms and their own plans for the fight. But like for now. I'm not considering like any other opponent for me, just Nicco, and that's why I'm not. I'm trying not to focus me because I want to focus me on something one to do this thing like as good, not only as good as I can, but in the best shape that I can, and then I can start to think about everything else.
I think the reason why we brought up Jessica Rose Clark is because when we spoke to her about you, she obviously said that she believes you'll beat Nicco. And I think a lot of people sort of have this notion that Nicco's almost holding the belt for you. A lot of fans kind of see it as Nicco's the champion because you haven't fought her yet. And this, you're sort of the clear best in the division. What do you think of that notion? Have you ever thought about it like that?
I really appreciate all people, all fans that they are saying things like this. It's meaning for me a lot. But for me, like a fighter, I know exactly before you like win the fight, your hand will be raised up and you will have the belt on you, so this is nothing matter. That's why I understand exactly what people waiting from me, and from my turn I will do everything like to show very beautiful fight and to show the same that I showed in my previous fight in Belém in Brazil. And this is what I want, that if they are speaking like all people speaking like this right now, that will be feeling the same on my fight and saying the same things after my fight.
Of course, the title fight is what you want in flyweight. But if you do win the title and you do beat Nicco, would you be interested in coming back to bantamweight and possibly rematching Amanda Nunes if she's still champion to be a champion in both divisions?
Oh yes, this is my plan, and this is what I would like to have. And for now, I really want to have a few fights in flyweight division to do like best things in here. And how I said, every time I'm saying that I have unfinished business with Amanda, and even after their last hour fight, I know exactly that she didn't want this fight, and I'm not lost it. And I would love to fight her again, and just to make all things right.
Because it's an interesting situation right now. This past weekend, Cris Cyborg got another victory, and it looked like Amanda Nunes was supposed to fight Raquel Pennington at UFC 224, but now it looks like Dana White is thinking of booking her, Amanda Nunes, to fight Cris Cyborg instead. I'm just wondering, as someone that's fought Amanda Nunes and is planning to come back to bantamweight to win the title, which fight would you rather see? Would you rather see her fight Raquel Pennington, or would you rather see her fight Cris Cyborg?
It's like from if we can see it from two different sides. If we will consider like all feelings of girls in bantamweight class, I think it's very fair to have opportunity to Raquel to fight for the title, because it's how many months? It's more than a half a year, and I think Amanda has to defend her belt too, but it will be fair for Raquel to have this opportunity to fight for the belt. But from other side, more people will be more interested to see fight Amanda against Cris Cyborg. That's why it will be one of interesting fight, but I think it won't happen from here, maybe 4 or 5 months, something like this.
So you don't think it'll happen at 224? You think it'll happen a little bit later?
I think yes, because both girls, they have to have like the best preparation, because they sometimes you can accept just like short notice fight, but it all depends of opponent. And this time I think they will both of them, they will have to have like full training camp.
And I guess if you're Amanda Nunes, you're going up in weight against someone like Cyborg, who has just been, so dominant. You want the best preparation possible, maybe even put on a bit of size. How do you see that fight going? Do you think Amanda can beat Cyborg, given how, good Cyborg's looked for such a long time?
It will be. I think it will be very interesting fight, because Amanda, she proved a lot from her maybe from, if we can see her like 2 years ago, and but still I think Cris, she has more like advantage in front of Amanda, and more it's like size. It gives big role in their fights. It's important, because for example, it's the same like me. For example, when I fight in 135, I feel me comfortable, I feel me strong, I feel me like great. But anyway, in my preparation, we have to see my game plan for the opponent who is taller than me, heavier than me, and to see this a little detail. And when, for example, I fight in 125, I know exactly that it will be the same size opponent like me, and I can show a little bit more skills that I have, without having this mentality of some wrong movement can give me a lot of trouble. And this is I think it's all size. It give big importance too, and this is good and bad sides for Cris and for Amanda too. And but I think it will be a very interesting fight, and more Cris, she don't have a lot of opponents for her, because it's really difficult now to find something to fight her.
And of course, you're currently chasing the flyweight title, then possibly the bantamweight title. Would you see a situation, if you've got both titles, that you'll maybe even try to become the first 3-division champion, and maybe even try the featherweight title as well one day in the future?
Who knows? It's everything possible. You never can say no. And just I do in my plan, do everything that I want, and I want to have more victories as I can. And so I will go slowly, step by step, and we will see maybe in the nearest future, I hope. And I can have answer for you on this question too.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's a little while down the road. I mean, looking at sort of what's ahead of you in the moment, it's exciting times for you. If Nicco is available, and if this fight does go down in Chicago on June 9th, which is what you're hoping, how do you see it going, Valentina? How do you think it plays out, you and Nicco?
It will be the same. I will put everything from me on. I will have the same hard training that I have for each my fight, and I will just do my what I have to do. I have to go to the octagon and show all my skills and total domination, and this is what I want. And I will be focused on this fight and nothing else, because it's good to have before or after fight all this attention, but during the during this 5 rounds of 5-minute fight, you have to think only about what the best you have to bring to win the fight. And this is it. This is all. I know that she will do the same. She will try to do her best. But I've been in martial arts since 5 years, or more than 20 years, and all experience that I have, it will serve for me, and I will do it because I was so close in 135 division weight class, and this is no, for me there is no other, no step back, no, just forward.
Well, guys, for now, follow her at Bullet Valentina, and don't forget to enter the hashtag Bullet Challenge Of course, there's a great pose you guys can take. Make sure to enter it, jump on, and Valentina might even retweet it. And Valentina, thank you so much for coming onto the program. Have an amazing birthday tomorrow. We feel very privileged to be the first ones to celebrate your birthday with you, and we hope UFC Chicago works out. It'll be an exciting fight. Thanks again for coming on to Submission Radio.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, you too.